Hey guys, so today is Monday and everybody knows Monday is my favorite day, and it's a day that I talk about all the things that I love so much in healthcare and how it can help you. So I just want to talk about one thing, and that is my favorite way of dealing with hemochromatosis. So what is hemochromatosis? Basically, hemochromatosis is a high iron level. So we should have a small amount of iron in the bloodstream, and that basically helps us regulate oxygen transport and things like that. But the big thing is that it doesn't really get eliminated very well of the human body. So when your iron levels are extremely high, we can start creating these things called free radicals, and these free radicals start aging us and breaking tissues down. Kind of like when you cut an apple up and it starts going brown inside. This is what often happens when we have this kind of iron issue that's building. We start breaking down like that. So I want to talk to you about a substance today known as inositol hexaphosphate, IP6. And this is a really incredible product because inositol is a B vitamin that we know helps regulate blood sugars quite effectively. Inositol hexaphosphate is a slight variant of that, often termed phytic acid. And phytic acid is something that we spoke about many years ago when we started talking about white bread and the role white bread was playing in damaging zinc levels and things like this, because it was an anti-nutrient. It was taking zinc and pulling it out, and that was creating havoc with some people. We understand now that many years on that the bigger issue was the blood sugar issue and the elevation of glucose and insulin resistance and things like this, as opposed to the phytic acid. But what we do understand about phytic acid is a great chelator of iron. And there's some good studies starting to come out on its effectiveness for treating things like cancers and a whole range of different conditions as a co-treatment, not as a standalone treatment as such. But one of the things we do know is that it pulls iron out of the system really, really rapidly. And when it pulls it out of the system, it kind of just drags it out, urinate the iron out, and it does a fantastic job. And we've used it with quite a lot of people with hemochromatosis very effectively over the years. So one of the things that we're looking at is IP6, because it is an anti-nutrient and it works incredibly well at pulling these minerals such as iron, zinc, calcium, these type of things out of the system. When you're using it, we need to make sure that we're using it away from food. So if you've got a whole lot of food in your gut, then all of a sudden you take this IP6, it's going to bind to the iron and the minerals like that are inside the food. And the result of that is that it's not really going to have the desired effect in the human body. Where when you take it on an empty stomach, it gets absorbed into the bloodstream and it pulls things like iron and calcium out of the system. The intriguing thing that we've seen over the years, and there's some kind of small amount of evidence suggesting that it does work, and that is quite often it not only pulls the iron out of people, but it can also sometimes pull the calcium out of coronary arteries and other arteries that have become calcified. So it works incredibly well doing that. And that's not saying that this is the best treatment for cardiovascular disease and you should stop all your treatments and things like that, but it has shown some promise early on, some very early research, that it may help in those areas as well. So anyway, guys, if you are wanting more information on IP6, just let me know and I'll go into more detail for you. But it's a great way to keep your iron levels down if you're suffering from iron overload, if you've got thalassemia beta and you need iron or red blood cell transfusions all the time. It's a great way of keeping that stuff under control without needing to go into some hardcore type situations. Anyway, guys, I'm Trevor Security. If you have any other questions, pop them down. Otherwise, I shall catch you next vid. Bye for now.